Hello everybody, Fatty Q. Just made the final table of a 50k main lobby tournament just on the left hand side. I must have luckboxed my way there. Pretty awesome. That's a nice river. We're sitting second now. On the right hand side is just it's a home games club tournament. How am I doing? 4th out of 5 there. Only 3 pay, it's not good. Don't really like the odds here. 4 Blah one. Hopefully 4 play, but I don't know why you just don't write a Y. I haven't raised very many hands, so I'm just going to fold. Gotta love open limpers, right? You might ask why I didn't ISO raise that on the button is because player like 4 players, they've been calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. And I don't, even with position, I really don't want to play such a bad hand. And I don't want to say the flop proves my point, but it's always nice to see when you fold a hand and then it doesn't hit. Kind of like that just hit pretty much as good as you can get it. Pretty close. Bring this out just because I know my HUD kind of blocks stuff. Oops. So how about that? That's run good right there. And I believe the fantastic river cards continue. Open limp. I guess that wasn't too much more, was it? I don't know, this player had like 1k behind. Still kind of funny how the board runs out though sometimes. Not that it really matters, but what are you going to do with 5k in and 1k back? It's kind of funny. I missed this. 3x and folded to a c-bet. That's not as exciting as I thought. So we're down to 10 big blinds now. which is not so much fun. I definitely go into shove fold mode there because I'm that kind of guy. We're still in fourth place, so everybody's pretty short. That's the thing about these turbos is blinds catch up to you for sure, and just how many big blinds you have left isn't everything. You can have 2 big blinds at the bubble and have a reasonable stack 3 hands later if you get it in good. Double up, triple up. Yeah. Check that. Again, kind of a tight player. Usually when people min raise under the gun, I don't peg them to be a bad player, so to speak. It's more of a standard play that you see, I don't know, pros do or whatever. Almost 3-1 though. And they haven't c-betted yet. I'm gonna call. Let's set mine. Out of position, it's a horrible idea, but I did it anyway. I say horrible because if your set card doesn't come like right now, you can get yourself into a bit of trouble though. Because they min raised, I would think something like a big pair, but kings even, if she had a king or ace king, I think they'd raise more than minimum, even though we are kind of short. I think I'm gonna shove, because am I gonna shove? Nice king 9 on the other table. No, I'm gonna check, actually. Oh, they're yelling at me, that's awesome. And shove that pair. Oh, see, now they have bet into me. Their range could be pretty strong. They left behind a good amount of chips too. And it's 2/3 of my stack. I guess I gotta fold. Yay! Pat yourself on the back for that one. Or I'll pat myself on the back. Happy face for good measure. Here, oh, nice set hit on the other table there. I guess we were ahead the whole way, but still fun to hit sets. Here I'm just gonna shove. Yes, we have the button and much higher cards than the last time we had the button, but 5 big blinds, you can't do a whole much here. And get it in horrible. There's some outs. No club though. 9 or an ace or a king that isn't a club. And that won't do it. And I opened the lobby really fast here because I have my table set to auto close, which I do because I play a lot of sit and goes and stuff. I think we bubbled this one. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. But the buy-in for that is a whole lot less than the buy-in for this one. So let's go back in time a little bit, or a lot. Saw that one. Oh, I remember the king 9 too, and the ace 6. Called off with ace 6. No waiting for pay jumps for that guy. He was looking for some spades. Or an ace, I guess, but I like to give him the benefit of the doubt. There's the 8 I hit, but I read it too fast. I was actually ahead the whole way, which is awesome. Foreplay went nuts with the king 6. That's cool. Shoved with the king 6. That's optimistic. Here, Feedy doesn't have a whole lot of chips back compared to the size of the pot, so I'm just gonna shove. I'm not folding, um, and if I bet, I don't think they are. Oh, well, that's one way to go about it. If I bet I don't think they're calling very often. I think they're shoving. So just get it in. Yeah, the aces aren't doing so well here. Spades again too. And 5 big blinds, and I'm gonna beat the other guy, so. Yep. And that's run good. That's how you like to see it end. Let me check the chat to see if I'm getting yelled at. That is not English. Or French. Playing main lobby tournaments, I don't usually keep the chat box open because, especially playing so many at once, I just like to see what place I'm in, what the average stack is, and stuff like that. Nice showdown value with King High. I love it. I usually keep it on the info box, but sometimes it's nice to see if anybody tries to needle you. For some reason, it always seems a little less offensive if they do it with emojis, or they're not emojis, with the emoticons rather than text. Because the text, there's no guarantee it'll be in English, so it could be anything. They could be talking about the beautiful weather outside, and you wouldn't know. Against a pretty tight player, I'm not going to go bananas with 10-4. And because I'll be first to act after the flop, I don't really want to raise this. Macaran kind of did the work for me there. We've been reading a lot recently the criticism of limping small pairs, but if you're at a position and you're not the first to do it, I don't see the pain in kind of joining the party. Good thing three-handed here is I have the tight player in the big blind. Didn't fold that time, but hit the king, that's good. I don't think I'm gonna bet very big. Yeah. Calls, which is interesting. Especially because of a tight player, it makes you think that their range is so small they wouldn't continue after the flop if they didn't have something. But hit 2 pair, pretty sure we're good now. I'm not too worried about sets because I think there would have been a raise pre-flop. Yeah, no, he's gone. Here we're getting 3-1, but I'm not a big fan of the kicker. And Feedy's not going to have a whole ton of chips left either. The middle line of my HUD, the first orange number is steal percentage, and it's also really small. So I'm liking the fold, but hopefully this goes to showdown and we can see what happens. Really bad to fold here. Shows ace-6. So we had him beat, not Makaran beat. So after having a really small steal percentage, he went ahead and tried it with ace-6, which is optimistic. I guess not that they raised their button, but it was 3x, I think, right? Check that. Yeah. And then they bet all the way. It folded to a king, so I guess they knew Makaran had a king and they were right. But betting the whole way with ace high is ballsy, I suppose. Here, I don't normally call here. I know the odds are wonderful, but it's just 7-5 is not going to hit me all that often. I might have some dead outs already too that Makaran called instead of raised their button. Would have been a nice flop to play with maybe. On to the next one. We hit top pair here and he leads out. Pay jumps don't matter to me, but they are pretty tight. And I think I'm gonna shove. We gave about 2-to-1 odds back. Yeah, he was on a draw. Awesome. 2-to-1 odds back, which I guess should make them think at least. I'm calling here. That's not good. I think I'm just gonna fold. I think I'm gonna fold this too. We're up to 16 bigs, which is great, but FD might go nuts in the blind versus blind here. We just limps. Probably have the auto call on, which is pretty telling. Yeah, it's very possible he had an ace there, or a high ace especially. Because if you raised, I mean he's pretty transparent. 4 times here. Maybe they're getting angry that it was 3 times and I didn't go anywhere last time. I'm gonna time out. I guess I'm gonna fold. If it's 4 times, I might give him some respect. He might be, because he's chip leader too, he might just be pushing around, but I don't know sometimes. But that's why there's another hand dealt seconds later. The joy of playing online. More aces. So here min raise the button, pretty normal with any two cards that don't totally suck. And we got a call, which could just be the odds. So let's pretend we have medium pair, I guess. I would do that with that. Oh, and he had it. Good game, buddy. Oh, I can't see the 8-4. That's a nice turn card for 8-4. I wanted to go back and see everything I did wrong here. So he had Queen 2. So I raised the button. He, or she, I don't know, but most people that do these videos say he. I guess you don't really think about it. Almost 4-1, that's what happens. 4-1 pot odds. So he defended with Queen 2, which is wide, optimistic. And checked his top pair back, which is definitely sneaky. He had a bad kicker. If he bet out and I raised, depending on how fishy they are, you might think about continuing or stopping. And I let out. Looking at it now, that bet is pretty dang large. Definitely could have bet smaller. If he raised back, I could have had way more fold equity if I bet smaller. Man, anyway, lo and behold, they're not going anywhere. Turn card is very unscary. I went ahead and shoved, thinking, like, you know, I could have that medium pair. I hit the 8, and maybe because they didn't bet out on the flop, he check called the flop. That I might have still thought that I was good. He could have check called with maybe even ace high. Probably not king high. Anything on the board, really. Maybe not straight draws like 5-6 or stuff like that, but oh well. And he called, stacked me good. And then made 8-4 work. Oops. So limp, call. Bet out almost pot with an up and down draw. Call a shove. 50 shove with middle pair and a gut shot. And, well, it's a pretty nice turn card for the guy. So I got third place, which is good for 1.22 million, which is pretty awesome. Still down for the day, but still time. On to the next one.